leaving Ross's Point. Nice sunny morning. Just checked out, handed me a key back in. And I did mention the price to it was a man on the desk this morning, different person. And I said it was 28, I paid €28. And I said it's a lot compared to the between 15 and 20 that I've been paying before. But I said I couldn't fault anything else. So I was going to leave it at that, but I was about to pull out and he shouted at me. He said he'd checked the rates and I'd been overcharged. I should have been charged 18 rather than 28, so I was given €10 back. So he's obviously checked the books, and the woman last night overcharged me, and now it's all sorted. So they've paid me back the 10. He said it's not just to like quell your displeasure, it's because it was actually the wrong rate. So what I was charged was the equivalent for one motorhome for a night, or 2 adults in a tent for a night. So that's that. So I've come away with an extra €10, which I actually need after all that the expenditure yesterday. I'm going to ask in here if they got an ATM. No joy with the cash machine. You could do cash back for 50, but I'd normally take out 100 or 200. But I've got 200 on me anyway, so I'd be all right for a couple of days as long as the wombat doesn't throw a wobbly. Are you listening, wombat? So hope to get back to Drumcliff today. Yeah. So get to Drumcliff, and then I'll have beaten my ride from yesterday, and hopefully Donegal. And I've worked out there are lanes to Donegal, and it'll avoid most of that horrible end road. So, well, it might not be so bad on a Sunday actually. Just passing Yeats's grave for the second time. Well, we've matched yesterday and press on now to Ballyshannon. This is the most northerly point I got to. I remember at this gateway, put the bike in, and then I noticed the cassette, but it's run beautifully since the campsite, so no complaints. Should get me on a bit further. Hiya. So yeah, it's a bit more humid today. I'll take my top off early, but yeah, happy with how it's going so far. I'm in that paranoid phase, which will probably last a day or two. That's a spectacular mountain. You can see it all the way, even from just before Sligo. Get different views of it each time. I shall have to find out what it's called. On the fly navigation now to Donegal, and it's going well, but hilly. But it avoids the N, whichever number it is. I'll head off to Kinloch and then down to Ballyshannon, and then I'll have to look at the map again. Looking showery. That's another quilter forest. It's got walking and horse trails in it. We're passing around the other side of this mountain now. This is the back end of it. And I can see the sea. I could hear the sea last night in the tent. It's the first time I've heard the sea while asleep since ABBA. So I've just met Jan from between Frankfurt and Heidelberg. So we spoke a bit of German. He's helped me along the way to Kinloch and avoiding the main roads, just been on these nice flat Worcestershire-like roads, chatting about what we do and what the country's like and stuff. So yes, nice to speak German, and I could hold my own in a conversation, so I was pleased with that. He's PhD in immunology. Immunology, I mean. But he's on a full carbon road racing bike, and a bit difficult to keep up with that. Lucky it's flat and not too windy. So it's going to bring me right out in Kinloch village, and then down to Ballyshannon. It was just that turn there. I was looking at the map and I missed the turn. But these are beautiful mountains. So if I go this way, then it's less hilly, which is always a bonus. But yeah, it's always nice to speak to someone, because then the miles just seem to float by and you don't really notice. But so nice to be on the lanes. Made the right decision today. Started making another noise again. Sounds like it might be the jockey wheels, so I will stop and have a look. Right. So it turns out that Jan knew Ender Scanlon as well, so said very good shot. So obviously, well, yeah, I mean, because I already found out that. We're going to see now if there's play. This is a live. This will be a live reaction. I don't know what it could be. I think it's probably just chain. Maybe it's not oiled enough yet. But I'll check it out and, well, just keep going because no play in it, so it's alright. And the jockey wheels seem okay. After all that, I only had to nudge the lever, got into the other gear. Just a little bit of chain rub on the sprocket, because they're not index gears, which overall is an advantage, because then you never get annoyed with the de-indexing, and you got more flexibility with the in case you have to change something. So like if I had to, I was asking the other day if you could put on a 10 speed and take the sprocket, the little sprocket off, but apparently you don't need to because they're the same width, it's just different spacing. I'd have to buy a new chain, but because it's not indexed I should have the range to have 10 speed on here. Or I could fit an 8 on, possibly. So there's some flexibility there, but it's running 9 and it's happiest at 9, so we'll stick to 9. So I've just come out of Kinloch, looking over at the horizon. It looks like there's a shower following me. There's that spiky mountain on the end. And then I bought 3 scones, of which this one is number 2. And they're freshly baked and very soft and nice, so I'm going to have the second one now, because I was bonking a bit coming into the village. Only a couple of k's out of Ballyshannon though. I've also put the spare 64 gig card in, because that 128, I was filming this scene on that and it stopped the recording because of slow card write speed. So I wasn't happy with that. That was the one I bought in Galway for €70. So I'm back on the, I've got 4 hours of space on this, and then I could fill that other card up with pictures and maybe a bit of filming, but I'd have to reduce the quality probably, so I'll fill this one up first, and then for the end of the trip I'll be filming on GoPro and taking pictures with the camera probably on the other card. But that's that. Yeah, it looks like the rain's coming up, so this just reminds me of a much larger and a bit lumpier Worcestershire. You know, you could be in the Lenches here almost, I think. And Kinloch was a similar sort of size to Feckenham. But then you look over to the sea on one side and the big mountains on the other, and you realise it's completely different. And then who knows what the Donegal will be like. I don't know if we've left Sligo and gone into Leitrim yet, but I only spent like about an hour probably going through Leitrim and then into Donegal County. Rain's definitely coming. It's getting hotter and more humid. Lovely smooth descent to Ballyshannon. Caught it before they top dressed it. See the church on there, not quite on the horizon. There's a man chasing a calf there. That's the N road. Missed that. What looks like a derelict railway bridge there. Ireland suffered the same as Britain, I think, with the closure of its lines. Now it's uphill on a rougher road. Oh. and I'll check the map in the town and see the best way to Donegal. On a nice little loopy minor road, it goes back uphill in a minute to Rosnowla, which will take me further up north, avoiding the main road. There's a bit more loopy this way. And it's a bit breezier and a bit grayer as well, so oh, that's nice there. It's 12:30, plodding on. I think it'll be a shorter day than yesterday. But we'll see. It's a good opportunity to let everything bed in a bit. So far, the Wombats perform without a hitch, but it'll take me a couple of days to catch up to the being a bit more relaxed about it. And this route I've made up on the fly, I'm quite pleased with actually, because it's on the Eurovelo 1 again, so which seems to be well routed actually. A lot of the route today was on the Eurovelo, and so a lot of today's route was on the Eurovelo, and they're nice roads actually. It's just for me it would take too long to follow it. It's about 2,000 miles, whereas I'm hoping to do about 1,600, so oh, I think there we go. Oh, it looks like a shortcut on the map, and it's on the Eurovelo still, so we'll see how this goes. Nice coastal scenery again. I prefer the change. I think I've done a really good route actually. It's not too much coast and it's not too much inland. I like that. I like the variety. I can get bored of just having nothing but the sea. Going on the phone probably. So I'm seeing lots of Donegal flags, so I presume I'm in Donegal. I'll go in that way. this. Abbey Mills. So one thing about the Eurovelo, the American couple was saying that it's loopy and hilly and not at all direct, but now and again it throws up some real treats. I've done all the compass directions there in the last mile. Very loopy. Another thing I've noticed, car drivers wave a lot. So can they see? Well, they must, maybe, obviously I'm on a bicycle. Can they see the panniers, or are they just like ordinarily that friendly? Because the roadies, like the road cyclists in Britain, they generally always wave, but the car drivers never do. That's very rare. So, but here it's like the opposite. Oh, there's some road cyclist just up behind the hedge. Now I'll be going the same direction as them. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up. Oh, a nice way out of the town that was. 9 to Rosnauer. That's the Ukrainian car there. Where we're going. Oh, look at the grey.